What's going on, guys? Boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to the video on the channel, and yeah, we're back grinding out 4 days in a row. It's a Sunday, and right now we're starting the session a little bit later than I want to. It's around 6 o'clock. I got distracted by grinding out Fortnite, unfortunately. So yes, you know, Fortnite, besides outside of poker and work, Fortnite is my other, I guess, guilty pleasure, I guess. Huge gamer, so if you guys do play Fortnite, definitely, I might leave my PS4 name down below, play with some subscribers. I think that would be super cool if any of you guys play Fortnite. We'll squad up and party up and get some dubs, but anyways, besides the point, playing some 1-3 today, and the table's pretty packed. It's a nice little Sunday. Sundays are statistically my best days yet, so hopefully we'll run it up just like the past 3 videos, and let's do it, man. Let's get into some hands. Hopefully we'll get some interesting spots, and I'll report back to you guys pretty soon. First interesting hand, notable hand that we go over in this session, we have 3-4 hearts in the big blind with 300 in our stack. And we're looking to play this suited connector, so when there's 4 limpers to me out of position, opening up my range and just trying to play a little bit interesting. Gonna get a little rousy. So I raise it up to $23 with my 3-4 hearts, and it folds all the way back to the small blind, and he looks me up and down and thinks for a little bit and ends up jamming the $70. At this point, it's not the spot I'm looking for, obviously, but honestly, he's so short, and I'm looking to gamble. Gonna play some high variance poker today, and I snap call, actually, because you just gotta think that I just have to defend my image some of the time, and just gotta know that if I'm gonna raise a 23, I'm committing it, and if you're gonna jam all in for only $70, I'm gonna be in it with you. Hopefully, get lucky. So. That's just how the first hand went. So we go to a run out. Flop comes queen 8-6, 2 hearts out there. So we do flop a flush draw, which is awesome. We turn a 3, giving us more equity, bottom pair and a flush draw, and we river a 4. We go run a 2 pair. We know we're good here all the time. He shows pocket 7s, and he is not happy to see that I had 3-4 hearts. Next hand, we have king 10 offsuit in under the gun +2. We're playing 7-handed, I think, so a little short. So under the gun player, who's a really big stack, he decides to just open limp here, and action up to me, raising up to the bigger side. I raise to $18. We get a button who cold calls and the under the gun who calls as well. So let's go 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace, queen, 4, all diamonds. So we flop the nut flush draw. And really interesting spot when under the gun player ends up leading out for $45. Betting essentially a pot-sized bet, and he gotta know he's strong here, but I do have a bunch of equity, and I'm drawing to the nuts. So with 400 in my stack, and he easily covers me, has about like 2,000, so really big stack. I'm gonna try to play for some higher variance and just go for it. I decided to raise it up to 155. At this point, I mean, reason why is I've had a really good weekend, and I can afford to handle, I guess, these swings or these lower swings of only $400 in my stack. So think that's kind of just my mentality. I was looking to get it in here, trying to get the max against this big stack, knowing he has a pretty static range and can't really move away once he leads out for that much. Actions of the big button, who actually ends up tank jamming for about $200. He tanked for a long time and end up jamming. On the gun quickly makes the jam, and I call as well for about $200 more. So let's just go to a run out 3 ways, all in. Run out is an 8 of hearts and an 8 of clubs. We brick out, unfortunately. The button shows ace queen for top 2, and the under the gun player shows 5, 6 of diamonds for the flopped flush. Unfortunately, we couldn't get there with our diamonds. We played some high variance poker, just stuck it in, hope for the best, and just wasn't our hand. We rebuy, and we're back in the game for 300, and we look down at Jack 10 offsuit in the small blind, and there's a limper to me. I could easily just limp here and see a cheap flop, but I decide to take the more aggressive route, and let's just raise it up to $18. We get a big blind and the limper who calls. So 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes queen 9-7 rainbow. Flop the open ender, pretty good flop for us, and we lead up for $30. Betting on the bigger side, and or at least normal sizing, actually, I think. And the big blind, actually, who's pretty short, He tanks for maybe a minute and a half to this bet and makes the call. And then the limper folds. So we ISO'd, going heads up, out of position. Turn is another queen. Should be a really good card because I don't think the big blind is ever tanking with a queen. And he also is really short. He only has about $35 behind. Trying to just maximize fold the very little fold equity that I ever have. And just gonna rip it all in. It's fine. $35. It's really insignificant. I'm still drawing, so it is what it is. And obviously, he's gonna make the quick and easy call. The river's a 4, so we brick out once again, and he shows. I tell him he's good, and he shows ace 8 for ace high. Not sure what in the world he's calling with on the flop when he was so short. I am not sure, and I'm still confused to this day, but he takes it down. Following hand, we have pocket nines under the gun, an actual hand this time that we can play with. I opened to $15, and we get 3 calls. The reason why I don't like the sizing of 15 anymore is we get a bunch of callers. And then the big blind, or small blind actually, who is the same big stack, now sitting with like a lot in front of him, 2,500 or whatever it is. He 3-bets to $65, and action's back onto me. This sizing makes some sense with all the dead money in there, but still in position against this player. So hoping to just set mine essentially. That's kind of what my nines are now at this point. So I just call the $50 more and also the cutoff as well in position calls. So let's go 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes Jack 6-6. Small blind leads out checks. Interesting spot for me because it's really not a bad card or bad board at all, but with a bunch of showdown value, and I know that the small blind cannot be 3-betting too light here. I guess ace king is the max because I think he's gonna at least try to preserve the big win that he's got and save his stack. So action checks all the way around. Turn is the ace of clubs, bringing in the backdoor flush draw. Not the really ideal board at all because obviously I'm behind ace king now, and he checks once again in the small blind, and action ends up checking all the way around again. Very weird, very strange. Let's go to a river now. Still 3 ways. River's a 5, doesn't change anything. Small blind now leads out and bets $100. Super tiny, super small. Nowhere to go for me though. I just fold, and the cutoff calls. Small blind shows pocket jacks for the flopped boat. So he takes it down, running is super hot, and just didn't hit our 9. Thank God. Next hand, back and under the gun, we have 8-7 of diamonds and only have $300 in our stack. So I'm going to open up to $15 and really didn't get the memo from last hand, obviously, because we get 4 callers. So still got to raise bigger, even if I'm under the gun and opening. Just don't want to go to a flop multi-way, but this is kind of the hand to do it with. Anyways, let's go 5 ways to a flop of 10-7-4 rainbow. Not the best board for my perceived range, but in terms of my actual hand, pretty good with bottom pair and a bunch of backdoor draws. So I'm first to act. I just check. There's no reason to bet here. And the player to my left bets $32. The same player who called and doubled up against with ace high against my jack 10 hand. So when action folds all the way back to me, I'm going to call with middle pair and a bunch of backdoor draws. So let's do that, and let's go to a turn heads up, which is a 9. Really great card, obviously. I improved to having an open-ended straight draw along with my third pair. So I check, and he bet $65. I'm obviously going nowhere with this card, and raising seems out of the question. Although I did think about it. I definitely did think about raising because the board is a lot more connected now. But regardless, no need to turn all my equity into a bluff just yet. So I just flat. Let's go to a river, which is a 7 of clubs. Now, find the suck out of rivering trip. So I think I've got to be good here a lot of the time. Going for value, just have to bet this spot. There's no way I can let this river go check. So I bet 140. He thinks and tanks for a good while before deciding to fold. Unfortunately, the one hand, I think this was probably the one hand that we win. We just don't get value from. So that's unfortunate. Next hand, we are in the small one with ace king of diamonds, one of the more premium hands that we get this session, and there's 2 limpers to me. I decide to raise it up to $20, and the big blind, not the player to my direct left, but on the other side of the table in seat 9. He calls, so not the same player that we've played with before, and everyone else folds. So did not expect him to call here, but let's go to a flop of ace 4 5 2 spades out there. And obviously with top, really good board for us. I'm going to bet $30, and he quickly makes the call. Turn is a 6 of spades, and not really a great card at all. It just makes the board a whole lot more connected, and flush draw obviously gets there. So I just check. He decides to fire a bet of $55. It's pretty small, and I'm at the top of my range. But given just how today is going for me, just not going well at all, I just had to fold. It's a really, really tight fold and probably not great in long term, but at this specific spot, just didn't feel good about it. Didn't think he was bluffing at all with maybe he could be betting with ace queen, ace jack, but realistically, it just seems like I'm beat here more times than not in this spot against this player. Last hand we'll go over in the session, I am in the big blind with pocket king, so once again, another really great premium hand. There's 4 limpers to me, and I'm here to close out the action, and instead of just checking, we're going to raise to $23. $23 is obviously still not big enough because we get 3 callers. So obviously love the action on this table, but want to be in position at least one time. So let's go 4 ways to a flop of jack 8 4 all diamonds out there. Don't have any diamonds in our hands, so not really loving this flop specifically. Jeez. So when I am first to act, let's go and bet $60. Betting for value, obviously just charging the max for draws, and any ace of diamonds, queen of diamonds, king of diamonds, whatever it is. So we go to a turn 3 ways, and it's the 10 of diamonds. That's going to kill all my action, and we're just done with this hand now. 4 diamonds out there, and it immediately comes in, which is unfortunate. So I check. The under the gun tanks for way too long. The player to my left now, he just takes a long time acting for some reason, and he bets $70. Really small bets. Under the gun +1 ends up raising it up to $255. So that's also not a good sign, and I am easily out of the way, obviously. Under the gun ends up jamming for about 175 more on top of the 155, whatever that math is, like 430, whatever it is. I don't know. I might be right, actually. 430. The guy calls, and under the gun shows ace queen with the ace of diamonds, and under the gun +1 shows queen 10 with the queen of diamonds. I'm sitting here wishing. Actually, I don't wish I had the king of diamonds, obviously. So we're just going to go. The guy's dead. I'm out of the hand. It's unfortunate. And that was the last hand. We just couldn't find a way to get anything going. Shelled. Absolutely rocked today. For the 4th day playing in a row, did not go great at all. I played for 3 hours, mind you. All those hands happened in 3 hours, and not great. It's fine though. It just wasn't my day, wasn't my night, but it was my weekend, I guess. It's the best weekend I've had so far. The past 4 videos, like I said, all consecutive days, and Sunday night right now. And where's my goddamn car? Where's my car? I don't know where my car is. Oh, there it is. So, I mean, weekend terms, I was up 27, but today I was in the game for 1,000, out of the game for 230. So that's what you call a fat L, and a fat L to the hourly and everything. So it is what it is. I played very high variance, which is absolutely my fault. I just felt like playing high variance today. I was super aggressive, and my draws weren't hitting. Things just weren't going my way. Totally fine. That's going to happen. I was running way too well for everything to go smoothly today anyways. So it is what it is. I keep saying that, I know. But, I mean, it's got to be a mix of fatigue, a mix of just playing a lot. And I'm probably going to take a day or 2 off and then get back on the grind. So we're going to take the next 2 days to edit all these videos, and then we'll get back at it. That's just how it is. That's all I can say, man. Just wasn't my day. Very, very tough session. But overall, it was good. Overall, it was a good weekend. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I mean, thing about these vlogs, I'm very transparent. You guys go through the ups and downs with me, and sometimes things just don't always go our way. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Just hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the hands, and watch out for the next one. Hopefully go better next time. See ya.